Hi, Michael here. This is week 12, Eclectic Roots Groove playlist, curated by RCSQ Records. You might have guessed that the song that we're doing is Kashmir by Led Zeppelin. It was written originally in 1973. It was released in 1975. It was started by John Bonham and Jimmy Page. They kind of conceived it in the studio, and this actually marks one of the first times for Led Zeppelin where they're transitioning from kind of like a stage creation to an actual creation inside the studio. You have really interesting mixture of rhythmic elements. Like at the very beginning of the song, you have this 3/4 string motive that repeats itself, and it's kind of like a minimalist classical sort of Philip Glass kind of motive that just kind of repeats over and over and over again. And then below that you have John Bonham playing this really raw and basic 4/4 beat on the drums, and then you have Robert Plant on the top, who's singing a 4/4 melody. So from a composition standpoint, it's super sophisticated, unlike kind of just a general rock song, which are all great. And then when they talk about the piece, I did a kind of little bit of research, and there's this gentleman by the name of David Lewis, who is the archivist of Led Zeppelin, and he wrote arguably the most progressive, eclectic Roots Groove playlist, original track that Led Zeppelin ever recorded. And what they themselves, the band themselves, considered it one of their greatest pieces, if not the greatest piece that they felt that they had ever made from a composition standpoint, and just capturing the sheer, magic of Led Zeppelin. So let's start. Let's kind of dig into it. I'm gonna break it up into two parts. The first part, which I think is interesting, is to look at the beginning, where you have this 3/4 motive on the strings against John Bonham's drums. And also, what's fascinating is that in the piece itself, Jimmy Page, you don't hear Jimmy Page's guitar. You don't hear all these wild solos that are occurring. So it's like they really paid attention to the composition as a composition, which makes it a fascinating piece. From a standpoint of Jimmy Page, one of the greatest electric guitar players, and he's not ripping into a guitar solo in this song at all. So let's start, and we'll hear the first part of it, which is kind of a classic. 2 and 3, 1, 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 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. So that's the 3/4 on the motive on the strings, and then you have the drums. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this 3/4 motive against the 4/4, and then the melody, coming on the top, Robert Plant's melody on the top. So that's really interesting. It creates a kind of a feeling that you just feel like you could go on and on and on and on with this song, and you just wouldn't get tired of it. And here comes Mark. So to talk about that before we play it again, here it's interesting. So you have this 3/4 motive of the violins against the 4/4 of John Bonham playing the drums and Robert Plant singing on top. And then they smash it together in the bridge, where you have this 1, 2, 3, again, a 3/4 time, against the second portion of the motive, which is 4/4 time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2. So it's a 3/4 time against a 4/4 time, which they put within the bridge itself, and using the strings to do that. So it is eclectic. It's not your standard piece of standard 4/4 time, straight ahead rock. It's well thought out, where all the parts come together both at the beginning and then in the bridge, which is a combination of the 3/4 and the 4/4 time. And let's listen to it now again. This part. 3, 4, 2, 3, and da-da-da. Then back into the motive of the 3/4 against the 4/4. Then the melody again. So then now we'll break to the part where it's the, I don't know if you would call it a chorus. It's just a break in the song, but it just all of a sudden creates this big opening, which is at 2:10 here. So going through that bridge again. Then all of a sudden, strip. And then play it on the top, just singing these like screaming melodies on the top. And then you have a different repeated motive on the violins. And 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So that motive. So it's super, super sophisticated in how they've done it. And then what happens at the end, which is interesting, is that they break into this, the motive disappears, the violin motif, sorry. And then what is replaced by it is a Middle Eastern kind of long searching melody that occurs on top of, below Robert Plant's, amazing voice and the basic grinding beat of John Bonham on the drums. So here that is near the end. I'll just play that. Here it is. Here it starts. So now you don't hear the motive of the strings at the beginning, but this is the repeat. It's an extended. So thanks so much. This song is, when I first heard it, just blew my socks off. Again, it's a song that just gets you from the bottom up. But when you actually start tearing it apart, you really kind of see the eclectic combinations of all the things that they're doing. From a compositional standpoint, the drums being raw on the 4/4 beat, the strings having a repetitive motive, which creates a lot of interest, the use of the brass and the strings in the bridge, which is a combination of the 3/4 and the 4/4 beat, and then at the very end, the melodic repetition of a motive which is far-reaching and kind of grabs you. But yeah, I love this piece. It's considered one of the top pieces of all time. Led Zeppelin themselves loved it. They considered it one of their most favorite pieces from a composition standpoint. So, Michael Potts, Eclectic Roots Crew. Stay tuned for week 13 next week, as we'll pick another artist and another song. Ciao. All the best. I'm going to start it from the beginning because I love the beginning again.